This is how to get her addicted to you. Non-stop attraction to get women to want you. Leave a like on the video, my love, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe to receive new advice. Do this to help the channel continue to grow. Leaving a like is all I ask as a gift. If you want to make a girl think about you non-stop, you know, the type to run for her phone when you call her and to only think about you and absolutely no one else, then this video is going to help you get a girl addicted to you, and that is without using mind games or even lots of hard work. Now, a big clue is to emotionally charge her, so stay tuned. My name is Pamela Raquel, and welcome to the channel. Think about her happiness. It's selfish to think, okay, so how do I get her to want to spend the night with me? Or how do I make her obsessed with wanting to date me? Instead, you need to switch the talk to, how do I make her feel good and make her happy? A big key in female attraction is making her feel comfortable, and a woman is a heap of emotion, so you need to make her feel good about herself way before the attraction even begins. So think about some of the things that she enjoys. What does she talk about a lot? If you know what it is, join in on that conversation and bring out her happiness. And if you want to go one step further, we do recommend you read The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman to really understand how she ticks. Get to know her on a deeper level. Forget the nice compliments and all the small talk. Instead, you have to root a lot deeper. The deeper your conversations are, the more she's attracted to you, and obviously, the more attraction, which means she will feel much more addicted. A deep connection does take a bit of time, though. It's not something that you can rush. And if you start talking about childhood memories in, say, the first 2 hours of meeting a girl, she may think that you have a lot of built-up childhood trauma and you need to see a therapist to sort it out. So make sure the deep conversations happen at appropriate times. Start by being present with her and actually listen when she speaks. Remember parts of the conversation that she says and bring them up in the future. Ask her follow-up questions about what she's talking about, and this will help when you are hanging out together. Make sure that she gets your full attention. Stop looking at your phone, stop multitasking, just enjoy your time with her. You may think it's harmless checking your emails on a date. In her head, she sees this as very rude. And as soon as the negative emotions come in, she's far less likely to turn them around. Be a great kisser. There's nothing worse than having a great date with someone, and then the first kiss happens, and you kind of wish you didn't. Luckily, being a good kisser is a skill that you can perfect. The perfect kiss is one that has a push and a pull tension. Sometimes you take the lead, and then sometimes she does. You need to make sure there is lots of passion, and think about passionately kissing her throughout the day, not just before you want to go out there and get some. Women pick up on this very quick. They realize what type of kiss you give to signal that you want to go to the bedroom. So keep things exciting and passionately kiss her without going to the next level all the time. Show off your independence. Women don't want to fix up a man, they have their own lives to live. Detach from your parents, pay your own phone bill, clean your apartment, and make her feel like you can live comfortably on your own, because any sign that you are tied down to something else and the lack of independence is going to turn her off completely. Dress and groom yourself well. Looking good will make you feel good, which gives you a confidence boost, which is amazing. But also, looking good means that you attract other females, which makes your status much higher, and even the lady you are dating will feel good when you're wanted by many. Be a gentleman. Open the door, pull out a chair, and make her feel like you genuinely do care about her. This is really just being nice, kind, and humble. This also means being a gentleman with her in public, in front of other people such as her friends and family. If other people make the comment, "Wow, isn't he lovely, kind, and nice?" she is more likely to become extremely addicted to you. Be great in bed. So once you've got the lowdown on the perfect kiss, you need to make sure that your bedroom skills are just as good. It's the big intimacy builder, and if you can connect your intimacy, she will most definitely become addicted to you. Every woman has experienced bad sex before, and despite how much information there is out there to help guys learn what to do, guys ignore it. So go out there, do some research, and practice. Don't just dive straight in and get your fill. Instead, focus on her, listen to her body, and be very patient. Then you're good to go. Sexual incompatibility and a lack of foreplay will stop a woman really falling for you, because why should she be addicted to a guy that is trash in bed when she can just go find someone else who is much better? Be interesting. You have your own interests and values, so don't be afraid to bring them up in a conversation. And obviously, she has her own interests and values, so you bring up hers as well. Dating can get very boring if there is nothing new to talk about, so start learning some new facts and topics to engage her with. You can bring up some funny topics, or my personal favorite, ask lots of open-ended questions to keep the conversation going, which then will lead into those deep conversations. You aren't going to be spending all of your time in the bedroom, so you need to make sure that you are interesting to stay around when you are just sat there on the sofa with each other. If you feel embarrassed to talk about the things that you enjoy, then you have no reason to at all, because the right lady will support that, and you may find that she actually buys you the best Christmas presents because she listens to all the niche things that you talk about. Show your vulnerable side. A woman connects with others through their emotions. She wants to know how someone feels, not to fix them or change their emotional state, but to just make them feel loved and to feel heard. And if a woman is struggling to connect with you, she's not going to be able to take the relationship too seriously. It's sexy knowing that a guy can be vulnerable. Despite what you think, women understand your emotions, even if you do try to hide them. So by putting up a fake front, it makes you look like a complete tool because women can see straight through it. So you may as well be honest and vulnerable and get some good brownie points. Be confident. You may feel nervous on the inside, but the art is to make it seem like you most definitely are not. The more you practice confidence and getting out of your comfort zone, the easier it feels. And if you are able to remain confident in her presence, she's going to feel at ease and know that she's dating a man instead of a nervous boy. Take the lead. Stop leaving everything up to the woman. Go out there and plan a date from start to finish, and just pick her up and take her out. Surprise her with gifts, and please stop making her plan everything. Guys usually take the back seat and let the woman do all of the planning. So by switching up the roles, she will really appreciate it. Taking that initiative shows her that you are confident and really care about her and have the whole independence thing sorted. You may think leaving the holiday planning to your girlfriend is best because, well, she is much better at it than you. When in fact, she just feels like you don't actually respect or care for her and that she has to pick up a job that you can't do. Learn her love language. We did mention this at the very start of the video. I think every couple needs to read The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, and the link to purchase that book is in the description bar below. Everyone has a predominant love language, and learning hers and acting on it means she will well melt in your hands. She truly becomes wanted, heard, and loved and will want to keep you around in her life for good. Tease her and have fun. Playful teasing and flirting make the relationship fun because it shows that you are paying her direct attention, which makes her feel desired and wanted. And flirting needs to happen regularly to keep the passion alive. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. 15 super unattractive things guys do without even realizing. Stop turning women off. Hey, my name's Pamela Raquel, and welcome back. Did you know there are a number of unattractive things that you do that are most definitely driving women away? It makes a woman second guess you and can ruin any good thing that you had going on. And the scary thing is, you don't even realize it exists. So, buckle up tight and get ready to be blown away. Your confidence is really arrogance. Confidence is such a huge attractive trait and it really does attract a lady. However, there is a fine line from confidence to arrogance that can be easily merged if you are not aware of it. A confident person is still confident but humble. He knows what he does well and plays that to his advantage, such as knowing how to use chopsticks in a restaurant and offering to teach someone else how to use them. However, the opposite is with the arrogant guy. He's going to poke fun at someone on the table that doesn't know how to use chopsticks and use that as an opportunity to show off his skills to one-up himself in the social hierarchy. As soon as you show signs you think you are better than everyone else, it's a huge turn-off. Not being able to judge your own life. Life isn't always easy. You have to sleep, then eat and clean, work out, have downtime, and then repeat it all. So, one huge unattractive trait that some guys have is showing how unable they are to manage life. We all have the same hours of the day to get things done, and it's obvious that every time a lady goes to your house, if there's always unclean laundry on the floor that hasn't moved, and you are always forgetting to pay a phone bill, and you're always managing to just eat 3 meals a day but then take 6 days to wash the dishes up, it shows that you aren't respecting all avenues of your life and either you were choosing to procrastinate or you lack self-discipline. You are too needy. Even if you want to scream from the rooftops how much you like a girl, you need to keep that in. If a girl feels that you are too needy, too obsessed with her, and very clingy, it's an immediate turn-off. So this accounts for the endless text conversations, the dragging out of phone calls, and always arranging to see her. You need to keep your cool and don't let on too much about your feelings. Now, the optimum gauge is making her do most of the chasing, as it's psychologically factual that a girl really does love the chase. We do have a video all about that you want to check next. So keep her chasing, and she's going to be happy. Bragging about your earnings. To some ladies, also known as the gold diggers, this will entice them into wanting to have a relationship with you, which is fine. However, if you want to have a higher value relationship, then you need to keep your finances quiet. If you bring up how much you actually earn without being asked directly, it comes across as an arrogant brag. A lady wants emotional support and consistent value, she doesn't care for how much money you make. Not taking the lead in decision-making. Let's talk about why girls are very indecisive and asked what they want to do to go out for food. Now, for the majority of the time, women are by default submissive in their decisions, so they want you to balance that out with your dominant ways. So take the lead and decide where you guys are going to eat. It's going to refrain from arguments and make you appear much more attractive. So with this in mind, pay attention to those times that you say, you decide, or, babe, you pick, I don't know. Do what you want. These phrases make you appear very indecisive, which is a trait of being submissive, which from a guy, is very insecure, meaning you lack confidence, which is a huge turn-up. Poor hygiene. Women take a great deal of care into their appearance daily, they strive to look healthy and full of vitality. So, they appreciate when guys do the same. A guy that dresses smart but has rotten teeth is an immediate no-go situation. Pay attention to your grooming, have good skin, smell great, and healthy dental hygiene is always a good thing to see. A woman doesn't want to be intimate with a guy that smells bad and has bad teeth. Stop complaining. Even if you think complaining about something in a comical way is a good thing, it's actually not. Always remember that women are drawn to confident, positive people, and if you always have something to complain and moan about, you undo any work you previously did to attract her. Try to only talk about the positives. Obviously, complaining is normal, and the odd moan here and there is completely fine, but if you always complain, or in the first couple of dates, which is pinnacle with a woman, you start moaning about life, stuff, your boss, whatever, she will assume this is what you were like in general. A dependence on alcohol. Yes, drinking beer is fun, and however, having to hang out with a guy that gets way too drunk really isn't. Women want to date someone that can handle themselves and doesn't let themselves go off the rails. Plus, who's attractive when they are sloppy drunk? Not many people. How you treat service staff. The good old anger test. Someone's personality can be judged a lot by how they treat people they don't know. If you are rude to a waiter or any other service staff, for example, it's a sign of deep-rooted anger issues, which a lady is going to be like, nope, not for me. Poor vocabulary. Some women are attracted to intelligence, so this may not apply in all situations. However, some women are turned off if they hear lots of curse words. It screams low intelligence and really turns a lady off completely. Lack of foreplay in the bedroom. Let's delicately talk about this. Without servicing her needs, she may never actually reach her happy ending, and if you refuse to help her out and instead just dive in and get your fill, you are going to leave her feeling frustrated, bored, and incredibly turned off. And if this is what the bedroom antics are going to be like for the rest of the relationship, why should she stay with you? You are too dependent on your parents. I get it, our parents will happily want to look after us forever, and a lot of mothers actually overmother their sons, even late into their adult life. Now, I get it, it's cute, your mom loves you, and she wants you to have the very best of everything, which is brilliant, but it comes across to a lady that you are not independent, and it's a huge turn-off because, well, you can't live unless your mom's around. Ladies want to date a confident man, not a boy. Treating your friends and family poorly. Just like how you treat service staff, if you are rude to your family and your friends, expect your lady to actually turn the other way. Relationships are important to girls because it means the world to them, and if you cannot maintain healthy and kind relationships with other people, who is to say that you won't treat her in the same way? Talking about your exes. Women will naturally spring up their ears at any mention of your ex, so try to not bring it up if you can. Now, it's okay to have a healthy conversation about an ex from time to time. You are talking about past experiences and memories, that's fine. but always insinuating that you aren't over them, or you trash talk them, you become very ugly, and she will not want to continue to date you. Not standing your ground. If you are a pushover either at work, with your friends or your family, or even with other girls, it's a huge turn off. She wants to see you as someone that can stand their ground and stick up for themselves. And naturally, if you can stick up for your beliefs and your values, it means you can also stick up for hers too and support her. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. 17 surprising psychological mind games women play on guys. Is she testing you with these? Mind games sound evil and very manipulative, don't they? However, some of these mind games actually make the relationship work much better. I get it, crazy. Some games make you chase ladies harder and make you commit to a relationship. An example of a bad mind game is gaslighting, guilt tripping, and shaming, and if a girl ever does these things, you need to leave her very quickly. But in today's video, we are diving deep into the female psychology of mind games that women play. My name is Pamela Raquel, and stay tuned. She replies to you much later. If this is genuine and she's busy, then you can't scold her for it, it's okay. But for the majority of the time, if it takes her ages to message you back, yet you've seen that she's been online, she's making you wait to claim the power back. She wants you to question what your intentions are about her to kind of make you guys become closer. The "I'm not interested" behavior, a woman really has to qualify a guy before she dates him. She wants to make sure he isn't aggressive, rude, selfish, or immature. And by acting like she's not interested in you, it gives her more time to figure you out, but it lets her know how interested you are. Of course, because a lot of women try to avoid the players with this maneuver. A guy that is only interested in a fling and a one-night stand will not pursue her at the first hurdle, meaning that the guy who sticks around is proven to be worth her time. So, this type of mind game doesn't mean she's acting completely disinterested, she just plays a little bit hard to get. She gives you the vibe she likes you, and she's flirting a lot. However, she doesn't jump at the chance to go on a date with you. She kind of lingers around and delays it a little bit just to see how desperate you are to make things work out. She turns down the first date. This is actually very common, and most guys have witnessed this mind game, believe it or not. A lady will turn down your first date by saying she thinks she's busy, or she doesn't really like that idea of the date. She wants you to try harder, to see if you will give up quickly, or if you persist, proving that you genuinely do like her. She turns up late. The vast difference between playing a mind game and being genuinely late is the apology and how soon it arrives. If she lets you know she is running late and apologizes, brilliant. She's conscious of your time and she is genuinely sorry. However, if you have to get in touch after 10 minutes of lateness, and then she replies, "I'm really sorry, I'm going to be late," it's bad character on her behalf, but it shows she's playing a game and she doesn't really care about your feelings. The helpless girl game, a woman will play on how helpless she is and needs you to fulfill a request because she is not apparently capable of doing it herself. She wants you to feel very powerful in many ways, and also protecting her and looking after her. Now, this game is one performed by the high-quality ladies. You may notice she asks you for advice or to do something for them, that eventually, you see them doing for themselves, which is when you realize she has been playing a mind game to make you feel good about helping her. I'm not angry. If you've dated someone before, you will know this game too well. I'm guilty of this one. She's visibly annoyed at you, she seems obsessed with her phone, and when you ask if she's okay, she tells you, "Fine, I'm okay, I'm not angry, I'm fine." However, she's getting more and more annoyed at you for not realizing what you did wrong. Now to her, it's obvious, and she feels more annoyed that she has to tell you what you did wrong. She is ignoring you for you to realize the mistake on your own accord. Getting you to commit to her, the overall idea here is making you commit to her, otherwise, your requests and ideals will fall on deaf ears. For example, if you ask her jokingly, "Why don't you ever look after me when I'm sick like this girl on TV's doing?" Her reply could be, "Well, because you aren't my boyfriend or my husband, duh." You don't get that privilege until you commit. This means she is highlighting that she wants more from you and is playing with the idea of basically saying, "Boy, buckle up and commit to me, otherwise I'm a goner." She gives you the decision, "Babe, my ex is coming back to town for a couple of days, and she's asked if you want to hang out. Should I go? Or maybe, I know it's our anniversary this weekend, but the lads have asked if I can go to this really cool sporting event. What should I do? Should I go? If her reply is, do whatever you want, play your next move with caution. She doesn't want to directly tell you no, in case she comes across as a naggy girlfriend or wife, but she wants you to decide for yourself and understand it's a bad idea. And if you do go out and do that thing anyway, she will use it against you in the future. Sadly, she doesn't give you the green light because she's testing to see where your head and your heart is at, and if you really do respect and value her. And for the record, never say yes to any of those two things I just mentioned. She cancels the date. Women like to cancel a date to dishearten you, to bid on your affection more, especially if she cancels on the day of the date. If she tells you in advance and is profusely apologetic, and she wants to make up for the cancellation and asks to reschedule, these are all genuine responses to something unstoppable that came up. We get it, life happens. But if she doesn't give you any of that, she's playing a mind game. She wants to see you hurt about the cancellation, to claim that power, and make you chase her more. The silent treatment, she ignores you or gives you very short answers, or even short text messages or messages with no kisses. She wants you to comfort her, but to really put in the effort first. She's testing you by shutting down and switching off and waiting to see if you can figure out what has happened and make up for it. This is usually a case where she is feeling emotionally hurt and closed off from you because you disregarded her feelings in some way. So, she will patiently wait for you to notice and see if you notice what you did wrong and hope that you apologize and explain yourself. The hot and the cold treatment. 1 minute she's really flirty and you feel that things are going so well, and then she acts cold and distant and you're just like, what is going on? I'm so confused. She will stop initiating the calling, and she will give you a lot less value. Now she does this to make you fall for her harder, to keep committing to her, and to realize that she's being distant, that you need to up your game and love her more. She is flirting with other guys. If you see that she is flirting with your friends or strangers directly in front of you, take caution. She wants you to know that she's a catch, and that if you don't step up your game, she could potentially date someone else. Obviously, this is a very bad thing to do and very toxic, but her reasoning could be to hurt you just a little bit so that you come running back to her, proclaim your feelings, and you try even harder to make her feel loved. Now, you may notice that she could be flirting with other people on social media. She directly points her phone because she wants you to see that comment that the other guy left on her selfie, for proof that she is a catch because she wants you to react. Holding back on sex. Some women will make you jump through many hoops before the sex game actually happens. She wants you to actually give it up first before she rewards you with sex. The concept here is to not give it all up too soon for unworthy behavior because women are conscious that guys expect sex to happen after a certain amount of time, and they won't want to just give it up. So, they delay to see how you respond. If you have mentioned that you guys haven't had sex, she may leave you on red because you've just revealed yourself as desperate or a new player. However, if you don't make any attempt to pursue her and just let her make the moves to initiate, it shows you respect her and you have won her consent. The jealousy game. If a girl isn't sure how you feel or just wants to test you to see how you respond in the face of jealousy, well, she's going to play this game. She will casually do this but be fully aware of your feelings at the same time. She will name drop the name of another guy into a sentence and then make you question who he is and what he means to her. She may bring up a new guy that she's working with at work quite often, so much that it bugs you and you ask, babe, does he fancy you? And is he handsome? Tell me. The look away when your eyes meet during the seduction building phase, the very start of a relationship. A woman has already started these mind games, sadly. She will begin by attracting your attention and then purposely looking away to keep you guessing. Now, the idea behind this is she doesn't actually want you to know that she's looking at you. She kind of wants it to look very much like the movies, that you notice her first because she wants to keep the power. Show me your commitment. A woman that is testing a guy's commitment level is doing so to make sure that he is a catch and, well, if you fail this game, she will either act very cold and distant, or she may start another game, or she may just leave you. She will expect you to pay for the dates, to buy her gifts, and to run to her side to support her emotionally. If you don't do that, things are a no-go. Are you really that good, game? Women think long-term. We can't help it when it comes to relationships. Our brains are programmed from that cave lady era, and we can't help but always try to select the best guy to procreate with. it's just in our DNA. So keeping this in mind helps you understand this actual mind game. She is going to try to squeeze out more information out of you to find out how great you are at something, and she will play this very subtly as well. For example, she may suggest that you cook something for the very first date at your apartment. It sounds natural and fun, however, she's actually testing you to see how self-sufficient you are at cooking to make sure that you are most definitely a good catch. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. 98% of women find emotional vulnerability attractive. 8 reasons women are turned on by these guys. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Being vulnerable to a lady and letting them know that you have some emotional weakness probably makes you feel like you are less of a man, right? And probably makes you feel like you aren't being attractive because, well, let's face it, every woman is very emotional. They are emotional beings. So surely, opening about a weakness makes them feel like, oh, I don't want to date you. It's actually a great attractive trait for many different reasons, specifically because ladies know that you are genuine with your feelings and that you are emotionally healthy. And according to Dr. Brown, vulnerability is taking that emotional risk in saying something without actually knowing what the outcome could be. It's basically you showing up in your most authentic self, with the lasting thought of maybe she would turn around and say she doesn't actually love me, or maybe she doesn't want to go on a date with me. But obviously, you opening up first gives you a lot of confidence and makes you a little bit more attractive. So, stick around for the rest of the video. My name is Pamela Raquel. Number 1, you are able to express your emotions clearly. Now, this is very attractive because someone that is emotionally healthy with their own availability is able to recognize how they feel and they can manage their own emotions. Which means if you are dating someone who has this trait, you are less likely to struggle to understand what they want, how they feel, and what their needs actually are. It makes the relationship boundaries a lot smoother, and also it means that person is able to understand what you need, making the relationship overall a lot better. Because have a think, isn't it better to be with someone who can explain themselves truly over a long-term situation than it is to date someone that just cries and doesn't really know what's going on in their own head and spending the rest of your life with them? It's attractive because it gives you the ability to grow. If someone is emotionally healthy, it means the other person is able to accept what isn't working for them in the moment. This means you can fully acknowledge the process completely in taking the next steps to actually grow. Now, no one is exactly the same as the person they were when they were a teenager, of course. And if a lady sees that you can be just a little bit emotionally vulnerable at the start of a relationship, she is able to understand that you can grow as a person, which means you can keep up with life stresses and she doesn't have to worry about looking after you because you have your own. The overall communication is a lot better. A woman completely values communication because she understands her female friends and how she can connect with them based on this emotional support. She knows how they feel, they know how she feels, and it's just a great feeling process. Therefore, she knows that if you are able to open up about your own vulnerabilities, you are a lot better in terms of the communication process. You will tell her when you don't feel good about the relationship, when you are not happy with something, all in the hope for there to be a resolution and a chance to fix something. But also, she knows that you are able to express when you are happy. What it means, you guys are less likely to have ridiculous heated arguments because both couples are just a lot better at communication. It means they can speak up what they want, they can listen, and they want to find a solution pretty quickly without both people becoming heads. There is a deeper level of empathy. Vulnerability is attractive because it lets the other person know that they have a deeper level of empathy and care and understanding, and it means they are not willing to push aside that fear of rejection to just be our true valuable self. And we know it's not an easy skill to talk about things. A lot of people don't commit to doing good things for the fear of rejection. However, if someone is skilled in doing just that and putting themselves out there, it means women are able to appreciate that they understand the struggle because the vulnerability is apparent in females too. The trust is stronger. Naturally, someone that is able to offer their vulnerability is also someone that values trust in a relationship. And these people will trust each other in a relationship, meaning the intimacy builds much quicker in the overall relationship, and it's genuinely a very, very healthy relationship. You are not bothered about society's opinion of you. Let's address the elephant in the room here, guys. Because society tells you to wipe your tears, and if you are crying, it's a sign of weakness, apparently. It's a sign of weakness if a guy has emotions, which is completely ridiculous because if guys weren't supposed to feel emotions, evolution would have taken them away, right? So if a woman can say that a guy is able to be honest and talk about his emotions and open up with his vulnerability, she knows he isn't someone that's a slave to the social hierarchy. It means he is much more willing to break through what society tells him to do in order to just be his true self, which is incredibly attractive. A guy that is able to say, "This is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm doing today," it means they are vulnerable because they don't know how people are going to react to it, and it's really ballsy and very attractive. And the beauty behind being vulnerable is, it's still painful for a woman to admit her feelings as well. So when a guy admits his feelings, she just feels a lot more like, wow, he just goes against every grain of society, written things on the wall, and he's just incredibly awesome. Now, as ladies know how much strength is needed to open up about your feelings, we completely understand how much you feel when you do put yourself out there to feel slightly uncomfortable. We get it, we acknowledge it, we feel it, and we appreciate it. You can just enjoy the moment. Now, the most valuable thing about being in a relationship is being able to open up and love someone every single day, but bittersweetness here, with that hidden thought in the back of your mind that that person could stop loving you for some reason. They could just go out one day and find someone else. However, this doesn't stop people wanting to be in relationships. It means they are putting themselves out there on that vulnerability line for the chance of actually being exposed and not being loved back. However, when you accept this as a genuine outcome of every single relationship, you think, you know what? I'm not scared of it. If it happens, it happens. I'm happy right now. And it means you are able to really feel good in the moment and experience some amazing situations and experiences with your partner. Because for those that have a fear of intimacy and they are very avoidant in their relationships, it means that they struggle to build vulnerability with other people. Therefore, they always hold back because the dread of being abandoned and hurt is always at the top of their mind, meaning it gets in the way for every relationship because they shut down. And women are very quick to notice this in a guy. However, if a guy is being very vulnerable towards the side of a relationship, she thinks, he's emotionally healthy, I'm gonna date him. It means you are a great fatherly figure. As women, we think about every single long-term situation, no matter what it is, what we're doing. It could be work, it could be owning a car, it could be our potential partners. It's naturally ingrained into us. And if we can value someone's current state of emotions, we can see what they would be like when they grow as a person. If they are able to talk about their feelings, it shows they are great to connect with other people's feelings, specifically with children. And remember, children haven't quite understood their vulnerability. But when a guy is really good with children, we're like, oh, well, gotta date him now. A child gets upset, and they cry, and they might not always know why they are feeling sad because they haven't built that intelligence yet. And that's where the mothers, the fathers, the guardians come in because they train the children to say, I'm upset for this reason. For example, the guy might say, are you sad because you're hungry? Are you sad because you broke your toy? Now, being able to teach someone else these types of skills when it comes to emotions is very, very, very attractive. We made it to the end of the video. If you like this video, give us a huge thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It will make my day, and you can even go one step further and get your name up on our superfan board. These are some amazing people that actually support the channel every single month, and if you want to know more about that, then click the description box below to find out some more. Have an amazing day. See you soon.